Welcome everybody, it's Rob from Sage Tower Games, and we are here with War Machine. Now, while War Machine has not officially kind of been released yet, people have gotten their hands on the cards. I forget where these scans originally came from, but someone has actually scanned all the took pictures of all the cards that come in the actual pack fully. So we kind of got a brief look at all the cards, and we can take a peek at them while we wait for the actual pack to come. So this will be my in-depth look at the War Machine cards without kind of having the cards in my hand just yet. So as we know, we have James Rhodes, who this War Machine pack as a whole, at first I wasn't like, when I heard it was announced, or when I knew it was spoiled, I was like, okay, yay, sure. But then when you saw the article that they posted, some of the cards, War Machine actually looks like a lot of fun to play. So, 3 cost, 6 hand size, 10 hit points. Action, choose a War Machine card in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. Solid, can't go wrong with that. Boss response. After you change to this form, discard each ammo counter from your identity. So basically, if you're not aware how War Machine works, he gains ammunition counters or ammo counters, which he uses for his abilities. We have his signature ally is Iron Man, Human Machines. This is funny because this is the third version of Iron Man we have between the actual hero, the leadership ally, and now a signature ally. I guess same as War Machine, because we have a signature, basic, and now hero. 2 cost thought, 2 cost attack. After Iron Man enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a tech upgrade and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Now that is a good thing. Besides, you can shuffle War Machine tech upgrades. You can put tech upgrades from like other aspect cards in here. So that's definitely a really solid Iron Man card. Next up, we have upgraded chassis. 3 cost upgrade. War Machine gains the aerial trait. After you change to hero form, exhaust upgraded chassis, give War Machine a tough status card. This card is really good. Let's just call it how it is. It's a bit expensive at a 3, but it basically means whenever you flip up into hero form, you get a free tough status. That's crazy. Especially because War Machine may want to flip back and forth a lot due to his ability, which you'll see in a bit. Besides that, you also have Munitions Bunker. 2 cost support, alter ego action, exhaust the bunker, place 2 ammo counters on here. Hero action, exhaust the bunker to move each ammo counter to War Machine. So basically what that does is, whenever you're an alter ego, you can essentially keep loading it up. Or you could say you flip down to alter ego, you use it, gain 2 counters. Next turn, you use it again, 2 more counters, so it's up to 4. Flip up, when you flip up, you gain ammo counters to use doing your attacks. The turn after that, you can just use the bunker and now you get 4 more counters to keep doing your stuff. So there's a lot going on with that. So yeah, let's talk about War Machine, the actual card. 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense. Locked and loaded. After you change to this hero form, place 5 ammo counters on War Machine. So he starts with 5 counters basically. You can see in that example I just mentioned, he starts with 5, you use them, next turn you get 4 more on them. So that's pretty good. We have 2 copies of Gauntlet gun. I saw the G in the other words and I just kind of like filled it in. Gauntlet gun. Exhaust Gauntlet gun, generate a wild resource for a War Machine event and place an ammo counter on a War Machine. So pretty much you generate a resource and you get an ammo counter. Probably because you probably need an ammo counter to use the event. So they want you to at least have it ready to go. Other upgrade, Missile Launcher. Exhaust Missile Launcher and remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. This attack gains range. So pretty much it's a 1 for 2. You can just always use it just to kind of ping 2 damage. Pretty good. Another upgrade we have is shoulder cannon, which is kind of weird because it's like shooting like way over here. 2-cost upgrade, exhaust shoulder cannon, deal 1 damage to an enemy. You may remove 1 ammo counter from War Machine to ready shoulder cannon. Pretty much use it, use a counter, it resets, you can use it again if you want. So let's see some of these events that we have that we talked about, especially with the gauntlet guns, what we can do with. You see right here, targeted strike, 1-cost event, remove 1 ammo counter, remove 3 threat. So it's a 1 for 3. Solid. The gauntlet gun pays it for it right away for you, basically. Repulsor beam, 1 for 4. So right away he can do like, and even if you don't have the gauntlet guns out, you can just still have the counters on you to use these to just, you know, aim 1 and get it as well. So 4 damage, 3 damage are both pretty good. 2 copies of each, as we see. Scorched Earth is a 3-cost, it's a bit more expensive. Remove 3 counters, deals 3 damage to each enemy in play. Now, what's good about this one is it's not an attack, so it doesn't trigger retaliate. And you can just unleash 3 damage on everything. Minion killer. That's a good one if you need to clean the board. Great. And yeah, it's definitely great in multiplayer, even 2-player, however, you know, doesn't say just engage with you, anybody. So this is definitely a good card to really wipe the board. Full auto is your big hit. The auto could be a little better in my opinion. It's not bad, it's just kind of like a bit weird. But 2-cost event, remove 4 counters, deal 8 damage to an enemy and overkill. So this is your big hit, your big shot to really dish out some damage. And we got 2 of those. Now, so that means we have 8 event cards, 4, 6, 4, 7, 8. 2 that remove 3 threat, 2 that do 4 damage, 2 that do 3 to everything, and 2 that do 8. He's definitely gonna pump out the damage. And you can see that you can easily do like a Scorched Earth into like a, you know, a shoulder cannon next to a munitions bunker, fills you back up, full auto to do 8 damage. Definitely a lot of crazy stuff going on there. Black Panther, 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, double consequential on both. After Black Panther enters play, choose a leadership event in your discard pot and attach it to him face down. So in this case, it has to be a leadership event card. Obviously, there's a lot of ones you could play, you know, get ready and make the call, etc., etc. But definitely good to get that card ready. Even probably like a mass attack, for instance, could be fun. You get mass attack from the Spectrum, and you just kind of have it sitting there so that you wait till you have your 3 Avengers, then just unload. We get a duplicate of Falcon. Bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Captain Marvel. 5-cost. I swear, Captain Marvel always is expensive. She's a 4-cost ally in Spider-Woman. Now she's a 5-cost leadership ally. 2 thwart, 3 attack, double consequential. After Captain Marvel enters play, discard the top 4 cards of your deck. If you discard a printed energy resource, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If you discard more than 1 printed energy resource, stun the enemy. That, if you have enough energy resources in your deck, is really good. You can pretty much do 3 damage, stun, plus you can punch for another 3, so that's 6 damage basically. So like 6 damage, 2 thwart, and then a block potentially. Oh, there's a lot you can get out of this one card. Goliath, another copy of Goliath. Fine, you know. Gotta have some reprints. It is what it is. Command Team. 2-cost support. 3 uses. Exhaust Command Team if you remove 1 counter. Ready an ally. That's pretty good. It's essentially 3 get readies basically. Is what it is. Like just like I think the person who took these pictures didn't like. They knew what they were doing when they took these pictures next to Goliath. But it's obvious. You use Goliath's ability, punch for 5. Command team readies him. Punches for 5 again. You don't need to play get ready if you have a command team. What's also interesting about command team as well is it says ready an ally. It does not specify ready an ally that you control. So you could technically ready an ally of your other players. Say someone else has a really good ally in play. You know, maybe Drax has Mantis out and needs some extra heals, or Wong, or the list can go on. But you can ready other people's allies as well to help them out. So this is, I think, going to be a really good card for those leadership decks that really want those allies to kind of trigger multiple times. Sneak attack. We've seen this card, I think, in the article. Choose an ally in your hand that shares a trait with your identity. Put that ally into play. If the ally is still in play at the end of the phase, discard it. Now, this is an interesting card because it lets you play an ally for free, basically, from one cost. But they get discarded right away. So, if you want to burst out an ally like, you can pick Heimdall, Goliath, Beta Ray Bill, what have you, these big 4-5 cost allies. Even Nick Fury, for instance, you could. Well, Nick Fury might be a bit different because Nick Fury, it has to be a shared trait with your identity. And I think Nick Fury only has Shield and Spy, so only like a few allies could, only a few heroes could actually do that with Nick. But Avengers, Asgard, Guardians, gonna shine. But we have some cards for that. Save the day. Discard an ally you control. Remove threat from a scheme equal to that ally's printed cost. So say you play a 4-cost ally, a 5-cost ally, it's in play. Captain America, maybe? 6-cost hero. You could literally go sneak attack to pop in Captain America, attack for 2, save the day, remove 6 threat. That's also true. We have a good comment here. Captain Marvel is a 5-cost. I wanted to double check with Captain Marvel to make sure that Captain Marvel didn't say play from hand. After Captain Marvel enters play, 5-cost, so you can sneak attack her in for 5. Her ability triggers 3 damage, stun, let's say you get lucky. Attack for 3, so you have now 6 damage and the stun from 1. And then you play 1 more to either save the day, to remove 5 threat, or you have a go down swinging, which you can discard it to do 5 damage, because it deals damage equal to the enemy's to the ally's printed cost. So that means you literally paid 1 for potentially 11 damage and a stun. What? Did leadership need that? We already got the mass attack combo from Spectrum and stuff that was like bonkers to play with. And now we're getting this like nonsense. Like, can you just imagine the leadership shenanigans that can happen with go down swinging, sneak attack, and save the day? You know, people are already like, they're already theory crafting this to no end. Like what kind of combinations and weird stuff you can pull off. You're gonna do some Guardian stuff, you can do Avengers stuff, that's gonna be leadership. And I know many people are gonna be like, yeah, leadership does not need more help. Leadership is good. We know they're good. Stop it. Innovation is good. That's fine. Make the calls we've all seen before. Another copy of Mockingbird. I know they have to do it Fantasy Flight, but can you stop? We don't need more Mockingbirds. We don't. There's a lot of Mockingbirds. Queen Carrier. I'm fine with a reprint of Queen Carrier. That's not bad. That's not bad. And 2 Against the World. This is an expensive event. But it's expensive because I think it's going to be insane. 3 costs to search your deck for a tech upgrade and put it into play. Shuffle your deck, ready Iron Man and War Machine. So, let's go back. Just looking at the Iron Man cards, you can pull in anything from shoulder cannon, you know, gauntlet guns, missile launchers, upgraded chassis, all those. Iron Man, any of the pieces of his suit you can pretty much pull those in with 2 against the world. So like Mark 6 armor, the helmet, the arc reactor, can all just pull it in and put it into play. It's a bit expensive, but it'll get you free ready as well. So that's might be a good event card. Definitely expensive. After that, we have 2 copies of both, 2 more copies, so we have 3 copies of Save the Day and Go Down Swinging. It makes sense. It's the new cards. All right, let's see his nemesis. What am I looking at? Here we go. Equipment malfunction. Flip to alter ego, exhaust, like always. Remove all ammo counters from your identity. If 2 or few ammo counters were removed this way, this card gains surge. This makes you lose your ammo, which could be a bad thing. And if you don't have any ammo, it surges. His minion is Living Laser. 1 scheme, 2 attack. Quick Strike. 4 attack, 4 health, and gains piercing. So perfectly designed to essentially make you deal with tough statuses. Deadly Light Show. Hinder 1 per player, 3 threat, crisis, and when defeated, deal 1 damage to each identity. Now it says 1 damage to each identity, so it could kill you in alter ego, technically. Be careful, don't kill your friends. And then 3 laser strikes, which is discard and upgrade you control. That can be rough. It's almost like a caught off guard, basically. Discard and upgrade you control. If you cannot, you gain surge. So, not the nicest encounter set to kind of get with your nemesis. Then we have the other cards from the different aspects, of course. So we have Stand Together. It's an alliance card. Now, I've mentioned this a bit as well in Discord. These alliance cards, which basically are like teamwork between the Avengers and the Guardians, kind of feels like it. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage from an attack, exhaust an Avenger character and the Guardian character. Prevent all that damage. Deal that much damage to the attacking enemy. So you block 2, and you automatically prevent all the damage and send it right back. Now, what's interesting is, depending on, because obviously a lot of the basic Guardians, like the Guardians of the Galaxy ones, require you to be a Guardian, but you can have this. We got a lot more Guardians, so you can do an Avenger Guardian, and then just kind of have this to really absorb a hit and do big damage back. Vigilante training, max 2 per deck, 2 uses. Alter ego, exhaust this card and remove 1 training counter. Choose a justice event in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. That's okay. I mean, it allows you to shuffle back into your deck. So that means you can, get it back if you have a really good justice event and you want to get back into to play. But overall, not bad card. And then as 1, this is also an alliance card. Exhaust an Avenger character and a Guardian character. Deal X damage to enemy, where X is the combined attack of those characters. This attack gains overkill. I wonder, could you technically exhaust characters that aren't yours? That's my question for these alliance cards. Because it doesn't specify a character that you control. So like, could we technically like say one of you, so say you're playing 2-handed, or 2 players, and someone's playing an Avenger deck, someone's playing a Guardian deck. Could you technically use this card and have one person exhaust on each side? I'm sure that they're gonna get that question. Yeah. Well, it also technically doesn't have to. It doesn't say ally either. Like, you could technically exhaust like both your heroes in a sense. I don't know why you would do that, but you could potentially. And a sidearm. Attached to an ally, max 1 per ally. Attached ally gets +1 attack and its attacks gain ranged. I mean, let's just face it. It's just giving you more cards to Voltron people with. You put on a sidearm, you put on some other upgrades, you know, put on an inspired. Could you imagine Blade with a sidearm and an inspired? Inspired Blade sidearm, 4 damage, no consequential. And it costs you what? 3? So that's crazy. That might be a fun card to play for those Voltron decks. So those are all the cards for War Machine. The War Machine cards themselves, I think, look a lot of fun to play. They look to be great. They look to be... He can pump out tons of damage. Scorched Earth gives him AoE. He has some throwing potential. Definitely more damage and defensive than thwarting wise. Because he only has that one targeted strike. It's his only really like thwarting card, and he has only a 1 thwart. But he brings a ton of leadership cards, which give you crazy ability to just throw out burst damage or burst thwart. Like, you could probably burst down the villain pretty quickly with the War Machine and doing sneak attacks and save the days and go down swingings. You could really just blow up some damage. Because we talked about it previously, the kind of Captain Marvel combo would go down swinging. You do all that and then you still have your War Machine cards to pump out more damage as well. So you could do like 20 damage, no problem. Really. So, overall, I think definitely a good pack. The leadership cards are really good. War Machine was, like I had mentioned at the beginning of this discussion, I didn't think much of War Machine, like when he was officially announced. But he does seem like a fun character to play as. He does require a lot of setup. There definitely be a bit of setup, not just from the leadership cards to kind of get those combos set up, but you really want to build off upgrades, and you know, you want to get those gauntlet guns to pay for your events. You want to get some of those weapons out onto yourself. So any way to get those out quickly. Definitely one of those heroes that kind of want to like run through the deck a bit. And they want to go through the deck first, kind of like how Iron Man does, where he wants to go through his deck completely, kind of build up, and then once he's built, he's ready to really go. Which is fine, really powerful. Now you gotta be careful, because obviously we've seen a lot more of the villains in like Galaxies, a little bit in Mount Titans, where you don't have time to fully set up. You just have to get set up as best as you can and hope you can kind of manage in the process in the process of it. So overall, I think War Machine is really good. I hate to say it, this will be my final point. I don't know how I feel about War Machine being more exciting to play compared to like other heroes. Like, I feel like I'm more excited to play War Machine than I would be to play Hulk. Or I guess Thor to a degree. Thor's fine. Thor's fun, but like this one seems more interesting, more like crazy stuff to do. But like having someone like War Machine or having some of the other people that aren't these like big names that you think of right away, be more excited to play that as than like the Hulk. It's a bit disheartening, but it is what it is. So with that, we will about discussing here on War Machine, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this little War Machine discussion that we've had.